Are the ones that have like the nuts in it, are those pecans or almonds?
Pecans. Pecans.
Oh, they're pecan. Perfect. Hold on. Well, it says we're live. Hold on.
That's what I was going to do right now.
Let me
This is
double
usually
check
our
that.
typical thing. We're never on time
We
with
never
this.
know.
Hmm. I know when everybody else is live, but I got a red dot. We're live. All right, cool.
We are live. Oh, I guess I messed up the order. Oh well.
Well,
Hello,
it
everyone.
happens.
Ignore the order that's going on right now. But this is Matt's episode, so I'm going to let him take over.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to BatYard's Finest, where we talk about Superman and Batman stuff and anything else in the entertainment universe. We're gonna jump into basically the BSBS segment, but we are gonna be talking about the first two episodes of wow, Mashle, Magic and Muscles, and Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. And my co-host,
Jerry from OA. We're going to be a two-man show tonight. So we have some very interesting things we're going to discuss and talk about. But we have somebody here with us. We have my brother Jay Nelson. What's going on, brother? We happy you're here with us.
how you doing, Jay?
So crispy. I
God.
have to ask: have you seen the box office for the new Aquaman movie?
Oh, I heard it's terrible, but
It
at the
is
same time,
like
it's like it's redundant how I'm like seeing it. It's like critics hate it, box office shows is like tanking, but supposedly audience review is good. I haven't checked in a bit, but last time I knew it was like okay, it was up in it. It wasn't splat yet. What do you seen? Like, what do you have heard?
I've I've only seen that basically it's projecting like people expected, like very low in box office because when I checked, it was like 22 or so million. And I'm just like, geez, this is just like the Marvels, but for DC. And
Oh God,
especially after everything that happened with Ezra Miller and The Flash,
dude,
this is
no.
just not what James Gunn needs to help get his universe started.
Well, they had a stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Like all the people like I've watched like on my podcast and everything that talk about it, they already told me what the fuck was happening. They're like, "Oh, this happens, that happens." There's a baby that is the key of the universe, like to save the universe in this fucking movie. And there, beholds, there's a baby in the trailer. I'm like, "Oh, they're right here. Here we go. Here's the baby." Like, oh yeah, they have to get the brother back to save the freaking help save the universe. Also, what do we see? The brother. And then supposedly, what's her name? Amber Heard is still in the movie. I haven't seen it. I don't
I
care.
haven't seen it yet either. I'm
So
just gonna wait for that to come right to Max.
I know. I don't even want to watch it even on a Max.
I watched a
I
little
don't
bit of
want
Black
to.
Adam. It's not my favorite film with The Rock, but I'm
So much slow mo. So
we've
much.
got that. There's a whole nother conversation we're planning for a bonus episode. We talk about things like that, but I'm a little disappointed that Aquaman is doing so bad just because Jason Momoa did put a lot of effort and heart into the role
Hmm.
just to be kind of, I wouldn't want to say worked over, but he got the bad end of a good deal with all this crap that's going on with DC, Warner Brothers, and now that they're owned by Discovery. So there's a lot that's I feel could have been played
Well,
better for a lot of things.
I don't know if he's got the shit end of this like deal right now because well, I've been hearing rumors that he's been now he was basically like had a conversation with James Gunn, and it looks like they're dropping him as Aquaman now and bringing him back as Lobo.
I have been hearing that,
So I've
and I
been
didn't know
seeing
how
that
true
more.
that
So I'm
was.
like, okay, that's a lot better. I've been seeing it more becoming like more 75% true than
I
anything,
mean,
including since now the was it called the DCEU is now like
it
dead.
ended with Lost Kingdom,
Yeah,
so
so
now it's
now
going
it's
to be
dead.
what DCU or
The
whatever it's
rebooted
called.
DCU James Gunn edition. Yeah, like it's like I think he's getting a better end now because he gets to be more Jason like Momoa than like and then like an Aquaman style thing. Like it feels like he
Yeah,
holds back more with this character. Now he has Lobo, and he gets to go through more emotion and craziness and all that shit that he has to do for that character because that character's a fucking just a mental case on a motorcycle that gets to
yeah,
ride through fucking space.
with chains.
Yes. Like, but like, this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to show this screen off my phone. Like, this is like what they're showing for like the projections. I have this like mirrored. Let me do this
I
again.
mean, that's not too bad as far as projections are
Like,
concerned, though.
it's like showing like what the audience is like. The audience saying 79%. Critics are 35%.
But that's how it usually has been going with movies too.
True, but like it's just like, but whenever I hear Aquaman, everyone doesn't have good reviews for me. So
Yeah,
I'm just like, how true are those reviews for the audience?
I feel
That's my
like
problem.
there is a percentage that is like, you know what? I think they separated the movie from everything it's attached to and just watched it as a cohesive piece of cinema and are like, you know what? As far as the movie's concerned, this was good.
Mm,
And then
I
I
don't
think
know.
some of those might be who are, they're diehard DC fans. Like, this was the best movie ever. Great project to end out the DCEU. And, everybody sees comments like that.
Or they just bots. What do you think, Jay?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're bots.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Um,
I'm trying to think what
trying.
other news. I know that
I
was the biggest. Oh, very quick. I can't pronounce his name, but the actor who played in the Parasite movies, who had just recently passed away, I've recently just watched that, and his performance is fantastic.
I
I
still need to
loved it.
watch it.
It's
That should be
really
a
good.
podcast episode then.
It's
That needs
really,
to be
really
then.
good.
We gotta watch it then because I haven't seen it yet. I heard great reviews on it, including "Do This Man Has Passed Away." Thank you, Jay, for agreeing. Bots. Um, but "Do This Man Has Passed Away" recently. We should at least throw that in our list of episodes that are here to come.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that. I'm trying to
I
think
think
what
Jimmy's
other.
really a big fan of that Parasite movie too. Let's talk to him about that.
Let's do that.
But um, okay, so DC decided to do a short 4-issue run for Christmas for Batman, and I didn't know about it. My comic book guy, Anthony, well, he may have said something to me, and I forgot about it because of due to a lot of work happening lately. And it's Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night,
Huh?
and it's Batman, Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night,
Okay.
and like so basically Krampus comes along and wreaks havoc on Gotham and over the whole world actually because it looks like I haven't started to read it yet, but it looks like it ties in a lot more of like the other Justice League. Like Green Arrow is here. You got Krampus about the like Merc Superman right here. Um then you literally got this is the last issue. This is the RI covers I'm showing right now. More like those last three. This is the last one. It's like Santa Claus bare knuckle brawling with Batman.
Okay.
Like that's my. I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite. Other than the Krampus, I need to get the RI for the first issue. But they even did like these more like realistic things. Like this one. This is more like this
Okay.
is more like that style. Then
That
they have
sounds like it's a fun read.
and then you got this one, Harley Quinn kidnapping Santa. And
Yeah,
then
he's
I think
kidnapped.
there's one more somewhere.
Santa's being kidnapped. Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about this one, Wonder Woman. She is threatening him with the lasso of truth, trying to figure out if she's been naughty or bad, naughty or good. Wonder Woman, you should be good. You should be good for Christmas.
That's funny.
I still need to get the third issues, standard covers, and the RI for the first edition, like the first issue, that I can get my hands on. but like it looks like it's wacky in like the first couple panels. My comic book guy Anthony was telling me like Santa comes up and saves um Nightwing, and Nightwing's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Don't worry, Dick Grayson. I'm Santa Claus. I'm here to help you." And he's like, "How do you know my name?" He's like, "I'm Santa Claus." Like, he's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, I keep forgetting technically own the rights of a Santa Claus character
They
because they
do
just so many. They have other like volume, like not volumes, issues of like different
Santa grooming
Santas.
stuff.
There's actually one issue, like an actual comic series, just of Santa that my comic
I've
book guy
seen some
Anthony
of
was telling
those.
me about that. So like, there's other comics. I think Steve, our friend Steve, has one issue of Batman with Santa, and like earlier, I think Silver or Golden Years comics, and then there is a one with the Flash or something like that. He was showing me some of them,
Don't
and
forget
he's like, "It's
about the
just
one where
funny."
Santa takes the lump of coal to dark side.
I've never seen that one, so that's a
I've
new one to
read
me.
that one. It's so funny because he makes Santa just really goes out of his way to do it by hand.
Well, we can see here, Santa's a freaking badass. Okay, he's just those are technically demons slash vampire creatures. I they're to me they're just bad. They're bad demons. They're like parademons to me, almost in a way. But that's one of my news. Then I'm just gonna say this for a quick little spoiler. In Justice League versus Godzilla versus King Kong. That's a lot to say at once. They
They killed
they
Superman.
killed Superman. Damn it, Jerry. They killed Superman off right now. I can see him coming back in like the later issues because they brought him back to the Fortress of Solitude. So there has to be something there for him to come back to. I would say fuck it, throw him in the sun. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
but
it's not
but
like
right
he's a
now
good
his
cancer.
yeah, the Supergirl is like really concerned and like says get him to the freaking fortress. So I'm like, this is my first and ever comic that I got this like read, and I was not prepared for Superman to die. So yeah, that's my spoiler right now. First ever time witnessing Superman die. Other
I'm
than the
trying to
Zack
think.
Snyder bullshit.
Trying to think. There's not too much that I really have. Uh the biggest thing was what I've been seeing about Aquaman.
Oh,
Um,
I watched Rebel Moon
I
for a
forgot that
bit.
was out.
I watched like at least 75% of it. It's actually pretty decent. It's not bad. I just have to punch Snyder in the face for fucking slow mo.
He
Just
does
slow
love
mo.
his slow mo.
So much slow mo. Like it can't have nothing but slow mo in any action scene. Like it could have been just a simple like shoot 'em up scene, and it was like a cool action scene set up. No, slow mo, slow mo, slow mo, slow mo, and I'm just like, why do we use so much slow mo? But it's a good mix of like characters, like style. Like you have a different fantasy setups. Like you got like it's basically a more different, like darker Star Wars.
I mean,
I would say out of in the
yeah, I'd
movie,
say that,
just
yeah.
standard
From the
movie
standard
line.
movies. Because I
From
was
the
like,
standard
well,
movies,
depending on if you read
if you
the issue
dive,
runs,
if you dive into Star
whew,
Wars, you're
Jesus.
fucked. But
Some
if
of
you go through them, what?
the top 5 most powerful Sith Lords. Oh
Yeah,
my
no.
god.
Oh, Boba Fett's backstory. That's even worse.
Him escaping the Sarlacc pit,
Yes, but
Luke
like
joining the dark side
that's a
temporarily.
that's one novel. That's one like novel they put out just for shits and giggles for a parallel universe thing. I never read it, but I heard it's very good,
I
and they
heard
should have
it's
done it. They should have
amazing.
done something with that, but they never did. They're not going to do it because it's Legend, it's Legacy. Was it Legends now?
Legends,
But
Legacy, whatever they've dubbed it.
Rebel One, Rebel Ones, Rebel Moon is like, it's a real weird mix because you got like, basically you have like space Nazis, basically the Empire, but you got the rebellion, the rebels that were what?
It always comes back to Nazis. It's just funny.
It's not my fault, man. The man picked them. They look just like them, like their uniforms and everything. So talk to him. All right.
Look forward to a future review of Rebel Moon Part 1 and Part 3.
Part 2? Don't forget 2. I think we
No, we're gonna just skip 2.
Okay. But that's gonna be years from now, but it's on Netflix, but like they're not out yet.
Oh, is it on? I thought it was going
It's
on
on
Hulu.
Netflix. No, it's on Netflix. But like
Huh.
they have like you have a standard, like you have a rebellion lady that used to be part of the empire basically. You have a guy that's like a barbarian dude that you go to a planet with fucking barbarians. You go to a coliseum. And at one point, then you got fucking Jax from Sons of Anarchy. I forget what his character really is, but he's like a standard soldier, basically a mercenary guy.
Hmm.
And you got basically this other guy that's part of the. He's another rebel guy, and you have a robot
Chappie?
that's added. Nah, well, you can call him Chappie for now. But it's not bad. But it's like I would say this is probably out of picking out of the Star Wars universe, like from the last 3 issued movies, with the whole woman
We
lead
don't
role
talk about
thing.
it.
I know, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna compare it. Compare it. They kind of worked. Rebel Moon did it really well for having a woman lead role as their character and giving her more like more like to her instead of just being like
They
this
gave
is
her
the
substance.
Yeah, they gave her more substance than just like whatever because like she has a tragic backstory. Then she's this cool badass bitch that just that's killing things, but she doesn't want to kill things either because like she got triggered to kill in the part in the movie. So like it's not bad. I need to finish I need to give it another watch of it to get more out of it. But it's pretty cool other than the fucking slow mo.
Okay.
So much
We'll have
slow
to
mo.
talk about that for bonus episode.
Yeah,
Small review, 45 minutes or less.
at least.
You ready to get on into Mashle?
Yeah, Jerry, take it away.
All right. So we're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2 of Mashle, Magic, and Muscles. It's set in a Harry Potter themed universe where there's obviously in the title, there's magic, and then there's a young man who's incapable of using magic.
Mm-hmm.
But, much like in other magic themed pieces of media, the more your potential and latent talents and everything from magic is, the better off you can be in magical society. And so this young man living with his adoptive father in the woods because he doesn't want his son to be ostracized or, potentially expelled from the village. They live in the forest. He told his son, when you go into town, be careful. And he's just telling him to be very wary of people because he's, not been very socialized because of his and that inability to use magic. And so it's one day after he does his muscle training regimen, he goes into town to buy cream puffs.
Asta, he's Asta. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Jay.
He's Asta, but Mashle is still physically stronger. And so Mashle goes to buy some cream puffs where he is found out to be a non-magic user by I guess you could call him like a constable. Like a constable. Because he's above like a local law enforcement, but he's not quite a sheriff.
He's just a dick.
He is a complete douchebag. And so,
he's my favorite voice actor for dub.
Obviously, after being found out, Mashle goes back home to try to, warn his father, but he's too late because the Magic Bureau has sent their police force to find him and get rid of him before he can, get out of town. And so Mashle is seeing his adoptive father take quite a beating because he refuses to give up on, his adoptive son. Because as we learned in episode 1, his adoptive father, was not very proficient in magic. He has enough to get by, but he was ostracized by fellow, village folk, and he was going to kill himself over it. And then that's when he happened to stumble upon Mash, as a newborn, being, just off on the side of a building somewhere. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
off
he
on the
was
side of
about
the
to
building.
jump.
Yeah, he was about
He
to
was
jump.
about to jump. I was
And
not expecting that.
And
I'm
so
not.
then from there, he dedicated his life to making sure this young man, this young abandoned child had a loving home and to be surrounded by people that love and care for him. And upon hearing that, Mashle breaks the house down, but because he's just so physically strong, everything's like a rock to him. It can just
Mhm.
be picked up and thrown. And so
Still don't understand it
his
though, but it's
father's
okay.
begging him to run away, run away. And so Mash is like, no, you're my dad. I'm going to save you. And I'm going to kill these guys before they report us to anyone else. And so they try to shoot their magics at him, not expecting Mashle to be as physically strong as he is. And Mash is using their magic as another form of training to make himself physically stronger. And he physically catches one of their magic bullets and throws it back at him and knocks someone out.
Hmm.
And
He did turn one into a soccer ball,
he did do that.
and the guy criticized he's dribbling, he's doing this. Oh my god, he's good at this. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then in episode 2, we see that they've come to make an agreement that, all right, I'm not going to tell your secret, but here's what you're going to do. In order to buy my secrecy, your son is going to enroll in this academy, and he's going to be a divine visionary, and he's going to give me all the money that goes along with it, and I'm going to live on Easy Street. And Mash was like, okay. And then his dad's like, you understand this is a lot of hard work. And his son, Mashle, is very easily overwhelmed. And so thinking about all the hard work that he's gonna have to do, he just sends himself into a head case where he's just
Oh
fried.
my god, how do I do this? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it through school. I'm gonna do this.
And so after he recomposes himself, we see that Mash has passed the entrance exams by just strictly using his muscles to intimidate magic spells by telling them, if you don't give me the correct answer, and he just starts crushing pencils and asking for more. He's like, you
Yeah.
see this? This is gonna be you. And he passes
I
the
don't get
written
how
portion.
words can be scared of that. You can't do anything to them. They're on paper other than rip them up. Other than that,
And then,
I'll just start tearing the page.
as a part of his final trial in the episode, he has to go through a maze, and there's a young girl named Lemon who has been blackmailed by a teacher to make sure that Mashle fails. And once Mashle, upon figuring out, like, oh, she's being used and, she also needs to be saved, he goes back to save her after she double crosses him and she's attacked by a Sphinx. And so he punches the Sphinx out and with just one uppercut. And then from there, he proceeds to just punch his way through like 80-foot thick, whatever, like millimeter thickness the concrete was. And
Yeah, he just started punching through walls. That's all he
the
had to
test
do.
administrator was like, yeah, nobody's ever been able to just casually break through something as thick as this, even the most advanced mages. And so Mashle gets enrolled in the academy and he makes a new friend in Lemon.
Love interest.
So I want to start off with saying the first 2 episodes of this are the funniest way you can introduce somebody to an anime that hasn't ever tried to watch one before.
True.
Because the one scene that lives rent free in my head is when Mashle is he's doing chest, but he's got what, like 6 45-pound weights on him?
He has strongman weight. He literally has strongman weight.
Yeah, he's got the
On.
like the big gladiator strongman plates on, and he's just casually pumping iron like they're 5 pounds, and he's spinning
The
it on his
squirrel.
finger like it's a basketball, and
The
he's doing
fucking
I can't think
squirrel,
of that
man.
Russian dance where he kicks his feet.
Oh, leg kick,
Yeah,
yeah.
the leg kick
The leg
where
kick.
he's bouncing it on his head too, and all the animals are like, if this man ever snaps, we need to run.
Or just become friends with him. You don't tread the freaking man. Do not piss him off. No, I don't. Oh God, like when I look back at this episode, like this series, and the funny thing is, I kind of stole this from Jerry.
Yes, he did.
Kind of did
He did this.
because
Funny
this
story. He did this because I stole a choice of his. This is
he did
a
steal.
long revenge plot.
It was, but at the same time, I had to change something up because I knew somebody who didn't want to watch, maybe didn't want to watch something, so I decided to change it and steal at the same time. So I had to kill, to kill the two birds with one stone here. But like, oh god, like God, the whole like I think my favorite part is when like out of the two episodes, I think my favorite part is literally when he's like whenever someone who witnesses how strong he is or what he's doing, like when he's flinging like to me is like whenever when he's flinging the power off, like just like nah, like the most powerful spell that one guy freaking had,
Yeah,
and
the
he's just
one that
like
killed a wyvern or something, right?
yeah, like I think I don't know if he killed. The way he says it is like I scared off of what a dragon with this spell, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you scared it off, okay? And everyone's like talking about the spell being super fucking powerful. The one guy, the freaking fanboy police officer that was fucking drunk in the beginning of the first, like in the middle of the first episode,
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, I get to witness his freaking special move! Oh my god!" Like I'm like, geez, okay. And then when the teacher at the freaking like when he's doing the exams and everything to get into school, it's like, is that man just doing workouts in the middle of this whole thing? He should be prepping for magic, like his spells. And he's just watching him do freaking chest. He's watching him freaking just. He's my favorite part is like, is that man reading a fitness book and doing the visible chair at the same time? And I'm
Yes.
like, that's
Yes.
magic. That's magic. You said invisible. Invisible chair. That is considered magic. Fuck you.
And the amount of leg strength he put into it, yeah, that could pass off as magic.
Leg strength and core. That's all that fucking is.
I
And
know
it's
his core is stronger than titanium.
oh dude. I don't even know. I the thing is you read the series. I'm in manga. I'm in anime zone. So I have no idea his potential like his
It
potential at all. Like really.
I'll just say this first. What is obviously, in the realm of superhuman, in a world of magic fantasy, it gets absolutely insane the pace that which he can keep up with someone with,
Mhm.
I would say, master level magic. And I'm talking like, I guess to really put it in reference to give an allusion to what we're going to talk about next, his physical strength could compete with Voldemort's magic in Harry Potter.
Oh god, no. Oh no. Harry had to kill himself, all right?
He should have done something else, but I'm going to save that.
That's the last movie he kills himself and comes back, okay, man? Like
I'm going to save what
this
I
is
have to
early.
say.
This is young Harry. The next thing we're gonna be talking about.
I'm going to
Dude, that's
save
fucked
it,
up, Jerry. That's dark right there. That's fucked up.
but back to Mashle. One thing that I can say that I like that the first 2 episodes really did, it
Mhm.
solidified the type of universe that this is set in. Like, yes, even though it's fantasy, it's still drawing inspiration from, obviously the old caste system with, peasants, merchants,
Mhm.
guardsmen, so on and so forth. I know I messed it up, but that's just a generalization of how they view things.
Yeah, if you don't have a mark, you're fucked. Like, get out.
Yeah.
They don't care if you have no power or not. If you don't have a mark, go fuck yourself, please.
And the one thing that remains true that I like how they represented it is definitely you where you exist in the world is a direct representation of the magic power that you have.
Yes,
Because I'm not
actually,
gonna get into too much of it because season 2 is getting ready to start actually next week. Yeah, next week starts season
you're
2.
right. You're right. Yeah. Fuck,
It's
that's quick. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like it was like not even that long ago. This season, the first season came out.
God, it's what's gonna happen in this
It was in the
season.
summer.
It was.
I remember watching in the summer. I was watching it when I was in Anime Expo in January, man. That was a half a year ago. Holy fuck.
Yeah. It's his his physical strength makes no sense, especially because you should think like, oh, he's just a really strong person. So if they shoot him with, I don't know, like magic of any kind, it should hamper and impede him. No, because he's able to just match what they're doing and make it look like child's play magic.
Oh yeah.
And then he later on in what is it, episode 2,
Mhm.
he starts naming like his different muscles.
Oh god. This one's Kevin. This one's Mike. This one's Tracy. What the heck it was?
Just it there's so much, and he's such a nonchalant, just quiet character that's forced into this grand scheme that he doesn't even know he's a part of.
No, the funny thing is like this character isn't this the same studio that gave us what's it called Mob Psycho 100.
I'm actually unfamiliar with the studio who did this. I need to look it up. I saw the name once, but I think it was, oh, I'm just looking at it in passing.
Because like this character like or at least or is it the same? It's not the same not the same manga writer, but like the vibe fits like for Mob they're kind of like almost exact with
Mhm.
like personality wise. Mob needs to get back into the gym, but
Oh,
whatever.
the person who writes Mob is the same guy who is the same person who does One Punch. He has two separate.
Ah, there you go. There you
That's
go.
why it's like, man, Mob and Saitama have a lot in common. That's why he does both of those series.
Mm. But like it, no, I'm just saying, like Mash does have decent vibes, like the same vibes
Hmm.
as Mob. But like, oh god, it's just so much. Like this is gonna be a thing. Like now it's just me and you. We've watched this whole series, so we can pick at the next topic, and be bring back other episodes because this is the reason why I picked this is why I picked this movie, okay? But I like the what's it called? The dean, I would say, or
Oh,
what do you call like the
the
headmaster? Is
headmaster.
the headmaster?
Yeah, he's just called headmaster.
Yeah, I like how he represents Dumbledore
He
and
does.
not like the new Dumbledore. The original actor to me. That's how I feel. Like it feels to me is more the original actor from the first. I think he's the first two movies before he passed away,
I think so. Yeah.
and then we got the new guy that came and played that just passed away. I think not that long ago. I believe like a few years back.
Harry Potter's lost
But
a few of their people.
yes, they have. But yeah, like it's just like how he like talks and how he like says things and like him doing the whole giant like magical spell and doing the soul thing definitely wasn't Dumbledore. Well, he Dumbledore like at that time Dumbledore wasn't like that. But like once after that he was finished with it, he just like was like I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to get to this German. I just wanted to see what you would do. It was only a test. I didn't want to harm you. Etc. 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 Felt so like old Dumbledore vibes. And then when Mash actually gave him his answer, it wasn't like he was like a dick. He just didn't turn dick. He went like he's like ha ha ha. That's great. That's funny. Blah 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 blah. And then like it says you're in the school.
Yeah, he
Like
does. And it's so interesting you said that he reminds you of Dumbledore because I also thought the same thing. Obviously after watching Sorcerer the not Sorcerer's
you
Stone,
watch
even though
both
I
of them.
did watch
You
Sorcerer's
watch both
Stone,
of them, dude.
even though when we get into the main film, I started thinking that after watching it, I could definitely see a lot of the inspirations that they might have pulled from Harry Potter,
Dude,
especially
I
with how some of the school villains are, because there's
mm-hmm.
definitely your Draco Malfoy, your Severus Snape, your
Yep.
occasional big bad who sends in a couple of minions and lackeys to start the
Yep.
process of them coming back and all that other junk. So I would definitely say this is a nice animated way to look at Harry Potter that's not Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Wait, what?
MASH is special in the way of I can't say yet, just like Harry Potter is somehow also special because of the boy who lived. Woo!
Calm down. Wait until the next piece.
But one thing I
um,
wanted to touch on, we haven't yet, is the animation style for this.
I was gonna bring that up. Yes.
It's me and you, we definitely watch a lot of animation based things.
Mm-hmm.
How they designed not just the look of each individual character, bringing it to life, from flat screen into TV,
Mm-hmm.
the art style in which they do it for, where you can still see a lot of the hand drawn lines. Well, as far as what you can do with graphic design, I definitely like it a lot. It is the perfect way, in my opinion, to portray what the show is and how it's going to progress naturally. There are some points where you're like, okay, this was just something the animation studio did. No, this was just like it in the manga, and they just took it and flipped it because Crispy, you remember the scene where they're in Mash's home and the guard is getting ready to shoot his ultimate attack?
Yeah.
Like in the manga, it's the detail is, very heavily drawn in there. And in
Mm-hmm.
the episode, they also matched that same detail as best they could by
Okay.
putting in all the streaks and the highlights to really signify,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it really is a powerful spell. It's not all talk. So I definitely I need to look up what studio did this. But
Uh,
definitely the way that they've animated this show is something that I think will be an inspiration to people who watch it in the West, who if they should ever get into animation, because you never know.
well,
Somebody might look at it and say, "This is a nice technique. I might copy it," or "This is the worst thing I've ever seen."
but I'm not gonna lie. We've been like when in the last few years, I've noticed that like we like over here in the West, we kind of like started like recognizing it more and like way more than we have, and it's been booming for a while now. For it's basically pop culture now. Like that's anime. Anime used to
Mm-hmm.
be its own little fucking thing, and now it's just like it's intertwined into the universe of everything now, and way more than it was. And like going to the Anime Expo, dude, like that's a lot of fucking people that was at that expo.
I also just found out the studio who did it. It's A1 Pictures. I'm not
Okay.
going to go over everything that they've done, but they did Sword Art Online, Fairy
Oh, there we
Tail,
go.
Blue Exorcist,
Uh-huh.
and that's some of their pretty big ones that they've done.
I was gonna say those are the top tiers. Oh, right now.
They also did Seven Deadly Sins.
Ooh. Oh God, no! Did they do the freaking 3D animated ones
I
for the
believe
the kids?
so. Yeah, it's looking like that because I
They
think
gotta
they
switch
handled all
back.
that.
They gotta
Yeah.
switch back because they did like the movies. Like right now, I think there's up to two. If literally you're watching, let me know if there's only two. No, maybe there's two. There's two.
I thought it was three. No, it is two. I'm
No,
wrong.
it's two movies.
It's
Two
two.
movies that they added
There is
for the
another
kids.
movie, but it's not with the kids.
there's two other movies. So technically, there's 4 movies, but 2 are legitimate, like for the kids from the main characters, etc. But I started reading some of that, and it's far from the fucking manga. I'm not gonna lie. So either way, it's whatever. But back to Mash. But I like the animation. The animation is like easy on the eyes. It's
It
actually
is.
pretty good. It's not. It's not like they. It doesn't look like they put a lot into it. But at the same time, there's a lot in it. At the same time, because it's so subtle. Subtle. It's like sometimes when they do
Mhm.
put too much into it and like try to make it the top tier, it kind of just like
It takes
too.
away from it.
Yeah, and
Because
like
that
this.
was a big problem that people had with, other animes that
Mhm.
finished out their, big climaxes this season. We don't have to talk about them, but we talked about it offline.
Yes. But before we start wrapping this up, I'm gonna mention this. I love the scenes when the father and the police officer is trying to hide from Mash,
Yes,
and
and
they're
they're just
literally wearing leotard and freaking a bush, just walking around like we're not gonna be found. They're literally the
they're
teacher's
like
like,
background characters.
yeah, it's like it kind of reminds me of one of the old Batman things where like the villain's trying to hide in the background, like Batman's not gonna see me. But like, I love how the teacher notices them. Is like those two are really not hiding well. Like,
They
and
are
it's just
very
them standing.
suspicious.
Yeah, they're just really just sitting there in the middle of everybody with the two sticks. And Mash is not paying attention or noticing them at all.
I wanted
All right,
to
dear.
piggyback off what you said before we start wrapping up. It
Okay.
definitely like what you said about it being easy on the eyes and being very
Hmm.
simple, and for them putting the right amount of animation and detail where they need to. I love that they always put the piercing detail in the eyes because
Yeah.
obviously eyes get the most budget in an anime. That's where I believe people said 30% of the budget goes is just
Well,
just
come
the
on now.
eyes.
Come on now. Like, you seen a lot of those freaking people?
I have.
Naruto lives on fucking eyes. Jujutsu Kaisen's been living on Gojo's eyes for too long now,
Yes.
and
But
there's
it's
a
like
lot of eye
everyone's eye detail,
animes.
like even people who are just passersby characters that you don't see ever again, the amount of detail, even to just like, okay, this is the shape of their eyes, and this is
Mhm.
the color and the highlight at the same time, because they give them a small glow, which I like and don't like at the same time. I don't like it because I'm like, I think something's wrong with my TV.
I don't know. I think they gave him the small glow is just to show which characters still have their power. I want to say that. That's my hunch to it, with
It
the slight
definitely
glow to
is
it,
a part of it.
because because Mash is more dull, so you don't see the glow more. But if you look at everybody else, like they all have that slight like glow, like you're saying, to their eye.
Because you see it a lot when characters get serious, but that's neither here nor there. That's the way that they focus their attention to details and spread everything evenly. Like there's no digital drop on any background
Mm.
detail, because with in some case of animes you can see like, oh, that's where they ran out of budget because it looks like a stick figure. You know what
But the thing is, like with Mash, like I can see like whenever they do the derpy faces, I'm like, that's in the manga.
Oh, it
That's
is.
in the manga. They're not just doing it because they didn't have the fucking budget right there. They are trying to just cut some corners. No, that's in the manga. They're just paying attention. That's
The
no.
attention to detail of bringing it to life is so fun. I don't want to take up too much time because I want to get into the next piece. Finally,
Oh, there's
finally,
so much anger behind that. Oh, I love it. No, I don't. Scared actually. So what do you give this as a rating?
definitely. Obviously, it I we both have watched it, but I've read it, so I know I'm
Hmm.
going to be a little bit more of a bias. But the first two
Be
episodes,
biased to it.
I definitely would say anyone could watch this. It's something that's you root for it's an underdog story that turns into something much more. And I personally like the way they do this because he's not an underdog in the sense of, oh, he's not going to be able to match his peers and whatnot. He's the underdog because he doesn't have the same advantage as them, but he
Hmm.
can equal it out at any time.
Scary. It's fucking scary.
Definitely, I would give this an 8 out of 10. Just as the
Hmm.
show, I'm waiting. My opinion could change as season 2 and the rest of the series gets animated. But
Okay.
definitely, if someone was asking, like, "Oh, I'm looking for something that's got some really good action scenes. It's not, too weird. It's got some nice humor to it." I would recommend them this.
Not too weird. Come on.
If you haven't got to the weirder parts yet, because
This
the,
man can pull a cream puff out of anywhere. Okay?
he has
That's
a love of
weird.
cream puffs. He's a cream puff chef.
I have a joke, but I'm not gonna say it. I know you had a joke too, and you didn't say it either. It's fine.
He doesn't like powder
I,
puffs. He doesn't like donuts. He likes cream puffs.
you're really pushing me, buddy. You're really pushing me. I'm trying my best. I curse. I say things. I try not to say things, and this is really hard right now for me not to say what I want to say. So I'm gonna move on and say yes. I give this. I give the same score. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. I enjoy a lot. I would recommend this to. I have recommended this to other people. Um, like when we're like an anime expo, I literally sat Billy down and we watched Konosuba, Megumin's Explosion Universe thing she had, and Mashle. As with the most internet we had, those are the two freaking shows we were watching. And I believe Billy finished the first season. So,
Yeah, I think
but
he did. Yeah.
I I liked the animation. I liked the characters, even the later on characters. Everyone it flows right to me. So I'm just hoping season 2 actually doesn't take a nosedive or in any
Oh no,
direction.
it keeps going
It
up.
better. It should keep
It
going up to me. Like I'm just saying, like you're saying it, but I'm hoping with the animation and all kinds of stuff, or like acting skills with the characters. No, like there's no changes to what would from the manga to the anime. You know.
there's for where this arc is going to end. You're gonna really see like, okay, this is really a step above what I was expecting.
Okay. Hmm. All right, now it's time to go into the main subject. Unless we have anything else that we want to add to, or have a mental breakdown before we jump in there.
I've said all I wanted to say. Season 2 starts when
Hey,
January 6th. I said
I
October.
want October. Damn.
It's not October, it's
I
January.
believe you're right.
I think it's
I
January
think it's
6th. October.
God damn you, October. Get out of here. Uh, January is gonna be there. I believe it's January 6th, like you said.
Yeah, because I know
It's at least the
January
first
7th
week.
is solo leveling, and you have to watch
Second week.
that.
I know, and I've been seeing too much stuff on Instagram with Crunchyroll freaking
Oh,
posting that everywhere.
yeah.
Posting it everywhere.
It,
I know that should have been one year BS.
it
You
should
want to
have been.
sneak it in?
No, I'm not
Drop
going
it
to
in
sneak it
now if
in.
you want.
I'm
I'm
just going to say
postponing
this.
my the Harry Potter.
I'm just going to say this. I was gonna instead of Hell's Paradise, I was gonna send you solo leveling, but their volumes are so high.
Oh, I bet. I
But
bet.
the
I remember you
drawing
were talking.
detail, oh dude. Let's
I
talk
remember you
about
were
Harry
talking
Potter.
about it. Okay, Jerry really doesn't want to talk about Harry Potter.
I
He just
want
wants to
to.
yell at
I've
me.
been waiting.
You really want to yell at me for this one. But all right, so we're gonna jump right into Harry Potter now. I've been trying to postpone this a little bit, but we've been postponing this for like how many months now? 3. Um, so yeah, I'm still postponing. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is Harry Potter's second movie, and it's Harry Potter's second year in Hogwarts, and it takes off with him basically like like normal, like basically in the first one, he's at his freaking aunts and uncle's house. He ends up getting kidnapped from his house because his aunt and uncle is a jerks and everything. So the Weasleys come pick him up and they drive him back to the Weasley house, and they end up doing this whole gathering all their goods and everything. But Harry and Ron end up freaking missing the train, so they hop in the old buggy of theirs and fly at the Hogwarts. But they can't drive a flying car pretty well, and they end up crashing into Weeping Willow. That Weeping Willow said, "Bitch, please." Slapped the shit out of that car, knocked it out, and it whimpered away. They survived, luckily, and they end up going to school. It finds out they go into school, they end up going basically same routine, but they end up finding out there's darker secrets that are coming out of the woodworks that they didn't know about, and they end up finding out there is a secret beast that lives deep in the depths of the Hogwarts manor and everything. And we end up getting a new defensive dark arts teacher. I forget his name for some reason right now.
Booster
I want
Gold.
yes. No. But he's like kind of like he's like showy and everything, and he's like trying to glow about how much like spells he supposedly like made up, or he has whatever like accomplishments he's done in his past, and he likes to showboat about. And then later on, we find out that there's here and there's like this one book that shows up that ends up basically possessing Ron Weasley's sister, and she ends up helping out this dark spirit that lives inside the book. His name is Tom Riddle, and we end up finding out his later on future self's name is now Voldemort, and he's telling her to unleash this. It's a
Basilisk.
nope rope. It's a nope rope.
It's
Okay,
not a nope rope. It's
it's
a
a nope
dumb looking
rope.
basilisk because
It's a
basilisks
best.
traditionally have wings and legs.
Okay, so in this movie, we have a basilisk that ends up being released throughout the school. Multiple people is being petrified, and they're sure trying to figure it out. And they end up just saying, "Oh, there is a secret way to getting down there through the girls' bathroom, thanks to Moaning Myrtle." They end up going down into the pits, and going to fight the basilisk and all that stuff. And they end up defeating the basilisk, saving Ron Weasley's sister because her dumbass is down there too. And basically, yeah, they end up killing the book by stabbing it. Harry should have died by a basilisk poisonous fang, but thanks to the phoenix that they have, it cured them. And yeah, basically that's it. Then they go into year 3 for them.
Okay, now let me take over. First, I want to say I watched the wrong movie because I watched Sorcerer's Stone because that's what I thought when we were first supposed to record this.
No.
And then I was like, "Oh, it's the Chamber of Secrets." So I'm like, "Okay, I need to hurry up and watch it." But things have happened and transpired. But we're here now talking about it. I have a love hate relationship with Harry Potter. I
I've
have
seen that with a group of friends.
I have a lot of not even just a lot of friends. I know a lot of people who say the books are wrong. The not the books. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Don't yell at me. The
The books
movies
are
are
wrong.
wrong. The books are better.
Oh
And
yeah, hands down.
I've gotten quick rundowns. I said, give me first two books in under 30 minutes. They like, you're really forcing me to do this, but I get a quick overview and I'm like, wow, this sounds a lot more interesting than what the movie is. But I do like the movies for the charm and appeal that they have
Hmm.
because of, the cast of characters, how they're shot and all the effects and how they do the story. Forgetting all of that, first things first, I want to start off by saying the ultimate positive I can. The Weasleys are the best people in all of Harry Potter because Harry is basically their adoptive son.
Yes.
They, outside of Hagrid, whenever Harry needs something, it's always the Weasleys. And the
The
Weasleys are
Weasley.
such nice people. Like,
But they get shit on so
they
much.
do.
It's like bullshit.
And I think that's so wrong because, especially with how Harry Potter's universe is set up, you want to have good, wholesome wizards like the Weasleys
Hmm.
because the Weasleys are the best part of what makes magic so magical. You
Hmm.
know, you've got nice, wholesome people who aren't afraid to, because obviously the Weasleys aren't the wealthiest wizards because everyone's like, oh, there go the Weasleys with their second rating hand me downs. And I think that's such a thing that we would not expect wizards to do because, oh, you're a wizard. You can go fucking go rob in the human world. You can do what you want. But they
A
choose,
man with a wooden stick stole all my stuff. I don't know what happened.
but
He said, "Wouldn't got me a Leviosa, and all my money is gone."
but it's a point that the Weasleys actively make sure that Harry's okay. Even though it's regardless, he's the boy who lived, he's the ultimate celebrity in the wizarding world.
Yes.
They care as much as of Harry as they do one of their own children. So I wanted to shout out the Weasleys for that. Number two, by this point in Harry Potter's life, I would have told them people, fuck you. I'm not doing a goddamn thing. Harry Potter was a little bitch. What he should have done is take a self-defense class, and he should have punched every
I'm listening.
single one of those people in the house right in their trachea and broke it.
Dude, like his cousin is a piece of shit. He wasn't able to fight off anything. What's it called? The uncle is just a fat lard,
He's a
and then
turd.
Aunt Karen. Like all of them. The only thing that oh yeah, I forgot we left out Dobby. Dobby, the house elf. Master gave me a new
He got what
sock.
he
Gave me a
deserved.
sock. But he made the aunt's was no the uncle's sister become a fat balloon, more
Yep.
fatter than she was, and fly out the fucking. I want to know how the hell she came down.
Don't ask
Was
me.
it like Space Jam? She farted herself down, or she just lost all the air and just slapped the ground, or she just they just said okay, she just landed somehow. Like the cow flew over the moon that night. Like.
But in all seriousness, this is a movie I do remember more of than I was expecting because I think for me this was my most favorite movie
Hmm.
because not only did it kind of show the kind of people that the Weasleys are, but
Yep.
it also re-solidified there's some there's some class warfare that's waiting to pop off between the people who view pure-blooded wizards as the true wizards and people who are muggle born or have mud blood to not be the same and inferior. Sorry, I'm stuffing my face with dinner right now, everyone. I apologize. But it's like the people who come from the worst situations are some of the best people. Like Ron, Hermione, um, everyone in Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. Well, I don't know about Ravenclaw because Ravenclaws are stuck up. I hate all of Slytherin. I think Slytherin is a
Ouch.
bunch of idiots. And Gryffindor, I think they're pretentious.
Yeah, Gryffindor. Speaking about Gryffindor, like the classes, we're gonna segue off a little bit. Yes, we did the Hogwarts tests. I'm a Slytherin. Jerry just shit on me. It's bad. That's horrible. Screw you, dude.
I'm a
And guess what
Gryffindor,
you
and
are?
I don't understand how I'm a Gryffindor.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not brave. I'm not a leader. I'm a
Yeah.
coward and selfish.
Well, you answered the correct answers to get Gryffindor, buddy.
I
So
guess.
you're brave and all that stuff, man. Somehow, somewhere in you.
I guess.
And I'm a sneaky little bastard. That's all
You're
I
the
am.
thing you hate the most.
Fucking, I'm a snake. I'm a fucking snake, and I hate snakes. Fucking nope ropes.
But just to get back on track with Harry Potter, there's
Yes.
I think why this movie was another big
Oh.
favorite for me was also with how they did the Chamber of Secrets, because obviously it's a very big important mystery because it relates to how the Hogwarts got started, all of the founding wizards and witches involved in
Mhm.
Hogwarts, and the separation they had between them. The fact that everyone, when the Chamber of Secrets started coming back as a rumor, was like, the last time the Chamber of Secrets opened, somebody died 50 years ago. The last time
Yeah.
that the Chamber of Secrets was open, the heir to Slytherin came back in to be resurfaced and whatnot. And just the sheer amount of lore, I'm gonna say lore tension, because all of the tension going on in the school is based around the lore that's been established with Hogwarts.
Mhm.
It offered very conflicting views on people like, well, 50 years ago, that's when Voldemort was alive and he was a partial tongue. So, yeah, he's the heir of Slytherin. Then it's like, now, oh, the chamber's reopening. Who's the true heir of Slytherin then? And when it's revealed Harry Potter can speak partial tongue, everyone's like, well, maybe Harry was sorted wrong by the sorting hat, and he's really not a Gryffindor, but a Slytherin. But I got
Mhm.
clarification on that, and that's not the case. Shout out to Jimmy. Thank you,
He
Jimmy.
he bribed the fucking hat. Basically, he just told the hat he won Gryffindor. He said no Slytherin.
And so it was, like people did start having questioning views, like, oh, maybe Harry Potter is, maybe he's not a good person. But then, later on, we find out that's not true. But the fight that Harry has with the memory of Tom Riddle and him with the basilisk, I thought was such a fun way to have an encounter. Because
Mhm.
number one, Tom Riddle is just a figment of Voldemort's soul bound to the book, I want to say,
Yes. Mhm.
which is why the basilisk poison was able to kill him. But also just the fact he existed, but he didn't exist at the same time without that book. And
He's just a phantom.
more importantly, he was young Voldemort when he was still a student at
He had
Hogwarts
nose.
instead of when he might be, more of a young adult ready to
Noseless.
be the evil wizard that he turned into. And then the
Mhm.
fact also that the basilisk was such a powerful symbol of Slytherin,
Mhm.
because what was, this the lore of a basilisk is, changed among whatever culture you're in, but for them they used it as, if you see the basilisk reflection, you're petrified. But if you look it directly in the eyes, you die. And I think that was a really good way to not so much symbolize, but to get the point across that sometimes you can't meet a problem head on. You have to look at it from another angle, because the path you might be on might be the one that leads to your demise. And while if you look at it from a different angle, yes, it might slow you down, but it's not going to hinder you entirely. And also, I thought it was really neat that they used a basilisk. I was thinking, oh, it's something to do with Slytherin. It'll be like a fucking Titan boa or some kind of like Quetzalcoatl wyvern esque thing.
I don't know. It could have like been like anywhere. I could see a chimera coming in play or something like that.
Yeah,
Like the
Chimera.
like a chimera thing, like with not like the with the goat and the lion and the snake tail, but like it's like to me like they went with the basilisk thing. Is just, the thing that still bothers me is like the answer is pipes. How this basilisk moved around. I just don't understand. Like, how did nobody? How is there no sightings of this fucking thing, other than seeing like the people petrified and everything? But like
Mm-hmm.
that's your sighting. But like technically, but like, how did no one say like, "Yo, I just saw a 20-foot snake slither through the freaking dorm room, dude"?
That's something else
like how?
that I didn't fully understand because I'm like, no matter what, a pipe is going to make a noise when something's inside it.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
hollow, long tube meant for sounds to echo.
well, I would say with the old pipe, like the old like sewer system and like the water system for Hogwarts, it would be more of a different style tubing. It's more like brick instead, probably. But like at the same time, once you get to the main castle set, to me that's smaller
Yeah,
piping and
small
like
pipe.
narrow ways, and the basilisk is not fitting through those
It's
fucking
not the size of a
pipes.
fucking corn snake. That thing is literally like
Or unless
20
it
feet
does
long.
makeshift. Unless it can makeshift. They never explain that. They do not explain it. And yeah, they no. I just oof when yeah, no probe. But like when I remember I saw this in theaters. I remember that. And we had this one kid with us. He was sitting with us and everything. He was eating popcorn when at the end of the movie, the snake coming out of the water, everything. I thought I was gonna jump. I didn't jump as much as him. He threw the fucking popcorn. He did all that shit, and I was like, "What the hell happening?" It was good though. Like I'm not gonna lie, that is probably one of my favorite scenes. Watching the snake
Mm-hmm.
enter the water and everything doing and that's an animatronic too too. They didn't do all CGI either for that like 2000 to 2003 era CGI crap. It was just there's animation and CGI mix. But like it was nice actually having a puppet for the basilisk. And yeah, like it's like I don't know, it's not bad. Like the Moaning Myrtle. How you like Moaning Myrtle? You have to say it that way. You cannot say it like Moaning Myrtle. You got to have that weird accent to it.
I
Like draw it out.
I'm indifferent about her. Like she was important because she was basically the reason that they were able to figure out everything
Yeah,
because
she was
she
like
was
the
the one
last
who
victim.
died.
Yeah.
But also, her character was just too much of the ditzy schoolgirl, I guess you could say. Like, it's obvious. I think
Yeah.
in later movies that she likes Harry, that she has a feelings for Harry Potter. Because I think in Goblet of Fire, that's when she said it. Because that was the last movie I watched.
She kind of like disappears. Like it's like she's like just goes like the character kind of goes away after that.
Yeah.
It's like her character's really like you said ditzy and bipolar, and she's just unpredictable and with like a lot of things with like where she's gonna show up, how she's gonna show up, and yeah, it just
Now,
Moni Myrtle is just a strange character,
who we really
and they have to
need,
go in the girl's bathroom every time to talk to her. That's even worse.
who we really need to talk about is Hagrid's pet fucking enormous spider.
Why do we have to talk about that?
Crispy. That thing, first
That's
off,
fine.
first off,
It
I'm
has
not afraid
family
of
in the
spiders,
woods.
but that freaked me out.
Say like a freaks before he like
It
a
was
freaks. That's
literally
Sheila
30 fucking
basically.
feet big.
I think his name's Aragon. Aragon,
Aragorn.
Aragon, Aragorn. That is it.
And then all of its little spider children, they were like,
His family.
Hagrid is innocent. Where is my friend Hagrid? He didn't open the Chamber of Secrets. And
Hmm.
then the spider was like, all right, well, thanks, for coming to check on us and stuff. We said Hagrid might have sent you down here because I know you're lying, but you forgot that I made a deal not to eat Hagrid. You tasty morsels are free game. So first off, that if Crispy, everyone, please forgive me for what I'm about to say. Crispy, if this is Baldur's Gate, you know what I'm doing?
Um, fire,
Fireball.
fire damage.
Level
Yep,
6.
fireball. Arrows, man. My
Luck of the
fire arrows.
Realms. I'm throwing grease everywhere. 19
That
bottles of
one,
grease. I am
like that
burning
one
it.
mission,
We
like that one mission that we were doing.
didn't even have to
We
do
just-
that.
No, we didn't have to do it at all, but we did it. It was fucking great though.
I would have
Oh
set
god.
fire to that forest within such a nanosecond.
But we did technically fight him in the well, remember? We went in the well. Remember? We had to go
No,
down the
I
well
would
and do that
like
one
not to
mission.
because I died.
No, Jimmy died because Jimmy jumped to his fucking death.
Yeah, you did.
Remember? And I had to jump after him and get it with my what's it called? Feather fall.
But this movie, I think, for me, captured a lot of the charm of what I did enjoy out of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've got the lovable cast of characters, you have great mystery, another great exposition with Voldemort revolving around him. Because then, you know, we also get lore around Voldemort, like, oh, Voldemort's a mudblood. Like, he has a muggle parent. So he's not a pure-blooded wizard, which I thought was
No, but he's
very
fucking
interesting
badass.
because other pure-blooded wizards revolve around him like a messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And then something else that I thought was very interesting was the fact that he used a Weasley to commit these atrocities because obviously what's the one thing that a Weasley's going to be is always helpful. Personally, I think all the Weasleys belong in Hufflepuff because you want a Weasley as a friend. If you have a Weasley for a best friend, there is no hill you cannot conquer.
No, you're not wrong, but like at some points I think Ron did I feel like I don't know. I never read the books, but in some movies Ron has like declined himself in a way at some points. But definitely when it got Rocky, Ron just said fuck this universe to him in a way. But but every other Weasley, like Jerry said, like hands down would like stay true basically to you the whole time. And or yeah, no, let's not get that far. That's too far in the future. But anywho, but Jerry, did you see some like do that we watched the first season of MASH? We're gonna continue talking about MASH a little bit more. Did you notice some certain similarities in this episode, this movie to MASH?
I did. First off, not socialism, but oh god, I can't remember what it's called.
The police officer dude, yeah.
Yeah, basically the police officer dude is Draco Malfoy's dad,
In a way, yes.
and he's just like, I don't care nothing about who you are and what you're talking. If you're not coming from a big game name family, you're beneath me.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, Dobby was much. I found Dobby annoying. I don't like Dobby.
Dobby? What? Okay. Dobby is fine with me. Dobby gets better in the later movies
He just
because
annoyed the
he
shit out
just
of me.
shows up here and there. He only shows up for a few seconds. It's not like he's like the constant throughout the whole movie and being like trying to stop Harry
Dobby for
with the
me
dumbest
is like Jar
things.
Jar Binks for other people in Star Wars.
Well, tell that to the rest of the world.
I will. I hate Dobby. I wish he died.
Dude, he dies in the fucking 7th movie.
Good.
Like,
Did he
what
do
the
a flip?
fuck? No, he gets stabbed.
He should have did a flip after he got stabbed. It would have been
He
funny
literally
that
goes.
way.
So he literally okay. We're jumping to like the 7th movie now, the part 1 of the Deathly Hollows. The
Dumb movie.
motherfucker saves everybody at the end of the movie. He about to jump into his port gate. He opens, and that crazy witch lady throws a throwing knife at him at the same time, and it gets him in the gut as he jumps into his portal, and he just sits there. We're gonna spoil it. Thanks, Jimmy. It's been a couple years.
Dobby should have did a flip. He's a useless character. I don't feel bad for him.
Oh God. Okay, so did you notice any similarities with the teacher?
I did. The teacher in Harry Potter that's a flake was very much like the instructor
Mm-hmm.
because they talked a big game, but they could not do anything to back it up.
No, because basically everything that like every student or like Ron or like basically Ron basically looks at him funny most of the movie, and like everyone kind of like witnesses him try to do things. Like Harry's freaking arm when he breaks it, and he's like, "Oh, I can mend that," and he mends it, but he turns his arm into rubber
Mm-hmm.
instead of actually fixing the problem. And he has to basically have to make a potion to regrow all of his bones in his freaking arm
He's got
from his elbow
bonitis,
down. What is that?
knife
The
and
hand of a
socks.
yes, knife and socks. But um, then how about the later in Mash? You have the part when you're in the what's it called? You're in the nursery, well, the plant nursery area.
Oh yeah, with the mandragoras.
Yes,
Yeah, I
and
thought
it
that was
won't shut
funny.
up. He removes them bones. Oh god damn you! But yeah, you have that scene. Then like I think it's episode 6 of Mash or 7 of Mash. Mash is trying to make something and like in the kitchen or something, and it's like other than cream puff, he ends up making everything in the fucking cream puff. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the items he uses in the episode is basically the same plant, the
Oh,
mandrakes.
mandrakes.
Yes,
I don't know why I
mandrakes.
thought mandragora. Same. There are a lot of
It's
similarities
close
with letters,
enough.
letters and
This is
words.
Jimmy is our Harry Potter know-it-all. I know Danielle is probably ready to punch one of us too because she's a Harry Potter fan too.
Danielle, I hate
Um,
Dobby.
oh my God, don't say that.
I hate
Danielle's a
Dobby.
nice person. Don't say that to her.
I hate Dobby, and I hate Hagrid. I have no problem with. Okay, I'm lying about Hagrid. I'm lying about Hagrid. Hagrid's great.
We're done. I'm done. We're over. Good night, everybody.
Hagrid's great. Hagrid's great. Hagrid's great. Hagrid's great. Oh
Oh
boy.
God.
But Chamber of Secrets, for it to be a one of the early Harry Potter movies, I definitely forget.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, I forgot when they were young, they just always walked into shit. Like, oh, I'm just trying to go back to
Hold on, hold
school.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold door, hold door. Jimmy wrote, why you set me one? That's about the Dobby bitch.
That
If you
was
hate
Trinia.
Dobby, why'd you send Dobby?
Trinia sent that,
Oh, Trinian! Where are you?
but it
Okay.
this movie, they were literally just trying to be good actual students. Like, okay, I want to get to school, get me
Yeah.
an education, go see my friends, and honestly, go kick it and have fun back at Hogwarts. All along the way, we get sent to the fucking the back alleys of Diagon Alley, which is weird. And then, oh, I can't go to station 9 3/4 because this stupid fucking house elf is blocking the bricks from transmogrifying to open the gate. And then he's causing the
Yeah.
flying car to fuck up.
Yeah.
But this is something that I think modern film people could go back and learn from. You do not need a lot of big special effects to have a really good movie. Like obviously some of the effects
They used
used
a yeah.
were high budget at the time, but all you had for a lot of it, camera, people, maybe some cheap effects that had big profound impacts, like when Harry's bones were rubber and how he had to regrow them.
And then Ron throwing up
Um,
his slugs.
that was weird. I hated that. I want to close out with saying Harry Potter would be a lot smarter if he had a 24/7 gym nearby because
Wouldn't he just be a lughead?
every single one of those professors, I guarantee you, is not benching more than 25 pounds because they're all skinny and small. And on top of that, there is not one GNC to where they can get their protein powders and creatine. So that automatically means that you could break their backs like a pencil and a glow stick.
You're literally trying to tell me you can just
I'm
bait
not
people.
saying that you could. I'm saying if you were smart and you worked out 4 days a
You
week
would.
for 2 years, every problem you have could be solved. Chamber of Secrets? Okay, let
Got
me
it.
go see this basilisk. Punch him right in the neck. He's dead.
But I thought you can't look at his eyes.
Look at it from behind.
If you didn't have the Phoenix to come around, I think his name's Fox. Uh, he came around. If he didn't claw out that motherfucker's eyes,
Yeah.
Harry wouldn't have been doing anything.
He could have punched it in the eye. He could have stabbed it in the
Yeah,
eye,
that's
spit in
forcing
it.
him to stare right in the eye.
If Harry was smart, he would have pissed in its eye and it
He
would
should
have
have took
died from
off
the
his
staph infection.
glasses. If he takes off his glasses, he wouldn't see properly, and he'd be vomiting the whole time instead of like, "Oh, where's the basilisk?" Meanwhile, he's staring in the face.
Or it's
Voldemort.
2003. He could have got a gun and just shot the fucking thing. Like a school.
Here we go, going right to fucking violence. You couldn't just go to standard.
He could have got a gun and went to school for practicing his aim at a registered facility where they teach you this.
Okay, now you're bringing up an old meme, like an old meme video that I remember, is when they swap the wands to guns,
Yes.
and it's just that's all it is. And then Jimmy's bringing up all the AI shredded Harry Potter memes that came out. You got Swolemort, Shredded Grid. What else? Which one's this one? I'm not gonna pronounce this right. Bang.
I'm
Jerry,
just
can you help me
saying,
with that last one?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm
Oh
definitely just
no.
saying Harry Potter could have gotten out of a lot of those situations with physical violence. That's just my personal observation. I'm not saying he's not wrong for that, but
He's like freaking 12. Like, what the fuck?
like when he met Voldemort all the way in Goblet of Fire, he could have just ran up to him and got a sucker punch. He had plenty of opportunity.
No, he was hung up. Credits. No, he was hung up on the freaking tombstone. What the hell? He barely had any time. Freaking Robert Pattinson had more hang time than he did, but he got freaking zapped adapt. He read. Oh god damn you! He wants us to say the fucking spell. That's that.
Eradicatata.
Yes, there you go.
But this is, I do give Harry Potter a lot of shit because I think some of the problems that they have to deal with as children, number one, is grossly negligent of adults who are their caretakers. And two, I think is just insane that, oh, we've got 15-year-olds getting ready to essentially fight a demigod who's mastered a way to split his soul so he can't die.
Yes.
But this movie definitely is fun. Harry Potter is a fun movie to watch if you enjoy the type of effects and how they used the Harry Potter books for the movies. I'm not gonna say uh movies over books. I'm gonna say if you want to watch a fun film, Harry Potter is always a good choice, especially if you're at home sick and you have nothing better to do. I would give this
Hey,
movie a very good 9. It did create a mass following, still even to this day, as with
mhm.
Hogwarts Legacy, all the games, and even some of the spin-offs that I think they've done for Hogwarts.
You got all the Hogwarts, you got all the Harry Potter games, you got here and there Harry Potter spin-off games. There's this bullshit like well, Quidditch and all that other junk, sub games. If anything else, Jimmy, please remind me later about it. We got the what is it, Hogwarts Legacies that just recently came out. Then we got the whole Fantastic Beasts prequel series that came
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. And I kind of like that Hogwarts Legacy actually had some of those characters in that freaking game. They're little pictures.
Jimmy says there's also a new TV show coming out, so be on the lookout for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's been a while since we talked about that.
I
So
forgot.
I wonder how that's gonna be. Jimmy. Yeah, remember Jimmy brought it up to us a while back ago. It
Yeah, I
was a
forgot
while.
all about it.
Hopefully, it doesn't get canceled. No. It does. I heard J.K. Rowling's supposed to be part of that too. She's supposed to be tied to it, but at the same time, I hear she's not supposed to. So whatever. We'll see
We'll
what
see where it
happens.
goes.
Yeah, we've been here for the days. But so Cherry, you gave it a 9. I'm gonna give this, to me, because I find memories with this movie, is probably the most seen one out of all the movies. I do give it at least a 9 because I'm not a book reader of Harry Potter, so that didn't ruin me anything for me. Ha, Jimmy and Danielle, if
Woo!
you're both listening at the
Woo!
same time. No, I'm just being a jerk. But
Movie
no, I
number
didn't read the book.
one. Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
But due to I did not read the book, this movie wasn't terrible to me. I like it. I know that a lot of people have issues because of the books are a lot better than the movies. To me, whatever. I didn't read them. I got Jimmy for that. Uh, you can see here. I'm not letting her near this. Oh, God. I'll Instagram her later. I'll send her a video clip. Oh, love it. But it's a good movie. I like it. Including there's the game that's tied to it. I played that a bunch of times. I actually own it somewhere in this room that I'm in. It's probably in my crate over there with my PlayStation 2 that I played it on. But yeah, so that's basically it for us for this podcast. Unless Jerry, you have anything else you want to tie in other than our next segment?
I'm gonna go ahead and just give my picks and
Got
get
it.
ready to
Go for
close
it.
this out because dinner is ready.
Your funeral? Bet.
But for the next pick, I'm gonna have Crispy watching The Ginger Dead Man, the movie. And for the short, we're gonna be watching the Billy and Mandy Christmas special.
Woo!
It'll make
Billy and
sense
Mandy.
when you watch it.
We haven't watched Billy and Mandy since you did the Jack o' Lantern episode.
And I always look
So it's
for a
been a
reason to
bit.
go back and watch Billy and Mandy because
Billy and Mandy is such a great series. It's just what they get away with in those episodes. I don't know.
but we're gonna get ready to close out for the night, everyone. So let's get ready. 3, 2, 1. This is
Oh no.
Jerry guiding you all with Green Lantern's light.
And I'm Superman's pal, Matt.
And together we're becoming super pals, one episode at a time.
Damn straight.
Good night, Jimmy. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.